Hello everybody, I'm Avian and we are playing Mythic Ocean. We are going to head back. Okay, let's see what we needed to do. We were looking for a page, that's what we were doing, and then we were going to go talk to her. Okay. There we go. So I'm pretty sure that that last page is down here somewhere because I looked really well up above. Let's see if we see any nooks and crannies. That's the hall where the portal is. Is there a... Oh, that was lucky. Alright. Much better. Sometimes you just have to take a break and come back to things. There it is, right in front of us. Era 6, Section 2, Aftermath. Still trying to process what I've discovered. I asked the creator if this all seems ethical to them. The mortals in the secret place were there because they endangered our society. I could have killed or imprisoned them, but this allows them to remain productive. Many of them are thankful. They consider this work their calling. I ponder this and realize I don't have a response. There we are. Okay. So now we need to go to Alethea. Alright, still no pages here. You're back. I'm glad you've returned safely. How did it go? I made some unexpected discoveries. Just what I like to hear. Please tell me everything. First things first, the energy source you were after is called Gnosis. We talked for a while. You what? I had considered the energy source might be alive, but it's intelligent? You were able to speak with it? Yes, and it seems like Gnosis is even aware you're studying them. My word! This is a bit overwhelming. I understand, but there's something else I saw that I want to ask you about. Oh, please go on. When we tried to leave the depths, the teleporter malfunctioned somehow. It took me to a strange, distorted place I've never seen before. I see. What did you find there? Your fish and other creatures? It seems they've been stuck for a long time, and some were very coherent. It sounds terrible and frightening. How did you get back? The teleporter started working again after I'd been there for a bit. Not sure what fixed it. Very strange. Perhaps the teleporter's sensor data will provide me with more clues. I'll investigate when I have time. Let's see. I ask her straight out and... Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I'm gonna go with the top one. Ketri and Esty told me they saw you experimenting on a fish once and it disappeared. Could that be related? Oh, that was bad. I should have done the other one. I thought the other one sounded more accusatory. Are you trying to accuse me of something here? Do you really think I'd send a creature to a place like that intentionally? I'm sorry. Perhaps I took your words the wrong way. Sorry, too, I didn't mean to accuse you. I just want to get to the bottom of this. I know. So do I. Alright, let me explain. What Ketri and Esty saw was one of my early experiments in teleportation. The purpose of these tests was to find a safe way out of the ocean, which didn't work, of course. I must stress that all my participants were willing, and I made sure they understood the risks. Isbits. For instance, I theorized that a teleported subject could end up stuck somewhere, an unknown place outside the normal boundaries of the ocean, a breach in the fabric of reality, if you will. But it was only a theory, and not a likely one. At any rate, because of these risks, it was hard to find willing subjects. But there will always be adventurers enough and brave to. There will always be those adventurous enough to brave the unknown, just as you and I do. But you didn't check up on the participants afterwards? You must have known someone got missing. I did. In almost every case, I confirmed the subject had been teleported somewhere safe. But yes, there were a few whom I never found. I suppose the poor souls you meant in the breach were the missing ones. It is horrible they met such a fate, but we are all trapped in the ocean anyway. That research had to be done. And their safety was never guaranteed. They knew the risks. Still must be some way to help them. I don't know, as though there is. I have no idea how I'd replicate the teleporter malfunction that sent you to the breach. I don't even know what caused it. Could it be your proximity to the energy source? Gnosis might have overloaded the teleporter? Sounds possible. Would you mind visiting the depths again? If Gnosis were the cause, maybe they'll have some idea how to send you back. It's risky, but you made the round trip once, so I think your chances of doing so a second time are good. I'll remain at the lab so I can attempt to find you with my instruments if anything goes wrong. I'll give it a shot. I can't thank you enough, my friend. Let me know what happens as soon as you get back. Alright, we have a new quest. Oh, we still have to talk to her, I guess. Let me see what else she says. Ah, yes. Ketri and Esty gave me a broken device of theirs to see if anyone can fix it. Do you have time to look? Aw, is that so? What sort of device is it? It's a crystal that projects images of where they used to live. They seem pretty attached to it. Interesting. Well, Ketri and Esty were helpful to me in the lab recently, so I'd be happy to do them another favor, especially if it's something important to them. Did you bring the device with you? May I have a look? Here you are. Oh, that's strange. Well, I must say, I have no idea how this works. It'll take me some time to figure out what makes it tick, never mind how it broke or how to fix it. In the meantime, perhaps the twins know work is underway. Will do, thanks. You're the only one I know who can tackle something like this. You're lucky you know me, that's for sure. Now, give me some space. I've got work to do. Alright, I'm gonna really quick check in on Elytra, see if we've got more pages there, then we'll go back to the twins, and then back to Gnosis. We do have more pages here. Okay, so let's find these real quick, because I think those are the last of the pages. Well, the Tangle Heart's still there. We did good. Okay. So, okay. I always think that's a tunnel, and it never is. Okay. And there were some alternate entrances. Let's see if there's anything. Good thing about here. Oh, there's one. Say, good thing about here is it's small. Spaces are small, so it should be easy to spot these. And that one was pretty small, pretty easy. And now we're looking for the key. I know it's not an actual key, it just always looks like a key to me. The little yellow magnifying glass. Oh, there it is. The secret place is underground. It's the size of a metropolis with facilities to provide the needs of every mortal living there. This is Area 5, Section 2. They spend their days tethered to a machine that exhausts them. Some believe their work here is important. Some are apathic. No one seems to understand the purpose of this place. Most don't remember the outside world very well, if at all. And then, yep, one left. Okay, glowy crystals. Should we out coral reef? Is it up? Ah, this way was. Okay, nothing here. Back through these tunnels. Through one of the... There we go. This is the Eel Kingdom, Coral Reef. So there's one more entrance. Ooh. Oh, there it is. And there is that right there. And oh, that one's kind of tricky. Era 5, Section 1, legwork. I've decided to investigate the secret place myself. As a record keeper, I need this information to complete my archives, but the thought of what awaits me there is unsettling. What will I find in the forbidden place where those who have stepped out of line are taken? Alrighty, that's all the pages. Okay. So let's go ahead. Teleporter to the twins. Yeah, in the right spot again. Hey, new friend. Did you find anyone to fix our crystal yet? Yep, Alethea is having a look at it as we speak. Aw, nice! Alethea is really smart. Yeah, she'll figure it out in no time. She did say how long it's gonna take. Sorry, she isn't sure. She's never seen anything like the crystal before. Oh. Could you tell her to hurry, please? We really miss having the crystal here. Why do you need it fixed so badly? Is there something else you want to share? We've just had it so long, and it's really weird now that it's gone. Yeah, it's like we can't remember our home anymore. But thanks for asking me, friend. We're glad you care. No problem. I'll let you know if I learn anything from Alethea. Okay, thanks. Okay. Back to Gnosis. Ooh, right in front of me. Okay. I can see... Oh, this is so weird. I can see the bubble, but I can't see him unless I do that. I need to go up a little bit. There we go. Welcome back. What would you like to discuss? Well, the teleporter took me to a strange place last time I was here, and I wanted to see if you knew anything about that. Yes. You speak of the breach. A shadowy space between our worlds and the void beyond. You have seen it for yourself, and now you know the consequences of Alethea's research. What are your thoughts? Why do you wish to return to that place? I want to find a way to free the creatures there. Selfless notion. Tell me, doing this mainly for Alethea's sake, to one of the missing creatures who would otherwise be confined to the breach forever. Both of them. Nobody's meant for it to happen, and I don't want anyone to suffer for it. No one wanted this to happen, that is true. But of course, Alethea informed her subjects of the risks. But still, she knew she could not promise their safety and went through with the experiment regardless. In the end, it is not a simple matter. But let us return to the topic at hand. Whatever your reasons may be, you wish to free the creatures trapped in the breach. I cannot force your teleporter to send you again. I know nothing more about why it happened than you or Alethea. That said, I'm capable of creating portals that link two places as long as I can see the starting point and the destination. Both Midsea and the breach lie within the range of my sight. I could create a portal that allows the trapped creatures to escape the breach, but it will require a great deal of energy. Perhaps in your travels you have found your way to the Library of Antiquity. A large book rests there whose pages have been lost and scattered. These pages contain records of the old world. They are sources of great power. But because my body is confined here to the depths, I cannot retrieve them myself. Bring 4 of the pages to me. I will have the energy I need to create the portal to the breach. Talk it over with Alethea. See if she agrees to these terms. If you are both in agreement, we will proceed. Alright, I'll discuss it with her. Good. I await your decision. Alright, back to Alethea. Good to see you again. Okay. Twins are anxious. How's the work going on the crystal? Oh, well, it stopped working due to a misalignment of its lenses. It might have been hit with something. Or maybe natural wear and tear on the parts did it. Progress came swiftly once I figured that out. Is it almost ready? Yes, the repairs are nearly complete. But I've made some discoveries that might surprise you. Namely, the crystal is not simply a projector of stored images. It's a one-way communication device. This thing is getting signals from somewhere very, very far away. And it's translating those signals into pictures and sounds. It can't send a response, though. I'm not certain it ever could. You aren't kidding. I had no idea. Indeed, it's quite a finding, isn't it? Anyway, seems to me the twins must be using the crystal to observe their home in real time. Ever since I met them, Ketri and Esti have been haunted by something. I don't know the details, only that they were exiled from their home for some reason. Now that I've seen this thing, I think I understand their predicament better. Having access to a live feed of what you left behind, even though you can never return, that could be enough to drive someone mad. So I was thinking, we could undo the repairs. Tell them it couldn't be fixed. I don't know, Alethea. I want to help the twins, but I don't want to do it by lying. I know. It's not how I'd normally do things either. Izzy, stop moving the camera. But Izzy. But I feel there's no way to protect them. This might be our only opportunity to help them move on. I still think we should fix it. Maybe I can talk to the twins and find out more about how it's affecting them. Talking to the twins about anything tends to be tricky, but you're the one most likely to get through to them, I think. Let me just put the finishing touches on the repairs then. There, Crystal should now function as it once did. Good luck speaking with Ketri and Esti. I hope you're able to make some headway. Me too, thanks. Happy to help. Alright, now we gotta talk to her about the other thing. Good to see you. Anything you'd like to talk about? We took a trip to the depths. Oh, what a relief. Thank you again for giving it a go. Were you able to access the breach? No. As Gnosis said, they don't know what caused the teleporter malfunction either. Alright, that's discouraging. Anything else? Well, yes, Gnosis offered to help us free the creatures trapped. What? Excuse me, that's just very unexpected. Do you know how they plan to help? Gnosis can create portals that link two places. They're offering to open one to the breach so the creatures can escape. Remarkable. Is there any sort of catch? Are they asking us for anything in return? Gnosis can draw the power from the pages of a book in the Library of Antiquity. They need 4 in order to open the portal. Library of Antiquity? I've never heard of such a place. There's a gateway leading to the library scattered across the ocean. You've never seen it? I haven't. This is surprising. I thought I documented almost everything in the ocean, but apparently not. Well, I know how to get there. Alright, if you say so. Normally, this is something I would think long and hard about, but I spent so much time and effort trying to determine whether the breach exists. It was all fruitless. I can't imagine how I'd get there deliberately. I think our best bet is to work with Gnosis to free the missing ones. Are you sure? We don't know if Gnosis can be trusted. I agree. We can't be certain, but we never will be. We know Gnosis is willing to help us do something charitable. Frankly, that's enough for me. And furthermore, I feel that the only alternative is to leave the missing ones to their fate. I'm at a dead end on my research on teleportation and the breaches. I don't even know where to begin if I were to pick it up again. Now that we have this option, it might be the only way to save them. I don't want to go to Gnosis. What if you dedicated all your research time to studying the breach and how to reach it again? All my research time? That's unthinkable. Nothing matters more than discovering the truth about the ocean. I can't just abandon the rest of my work. Spend only part of your time on it. Couldn't your studies on the rest of the ocean help you solve the mysteries of the breach, too? Well... You're right. There must be another way. A way that gives me full control over the outcome. A way that doesn't force us to take chances with a being we barely understand. Take some sacrifice, yes, but I owe it to the missing ones who put their faith in me to set things right. Thank you for helping me see this, my friend. No problem. I'll tell Gnosis we're not interested. Sounds good. I'll see you again. Alright, yeah, I am not working with Gnosis. Back to the twins real quick, and then we'll go back to the depths. My friend, you're back! We wanted to say sorry. We were impatient about fixing the crystal. Yeah, we know it takes a lot of work to try to figure out something like that. We could never do it ourselves. Thanks to both of you. I appreciate that. So, do you know if it's gonna be fixed soon? It's okay if you don't. We're just curious. Actually, it's done. I got it for you. Aw, really? Seriously? Yep, here you go. Good as new. New friend, we were worried it might never work again. We don't know what we would have done. Thank you so much. There's something I'm a little worried about, how the situation scared you. I'm here if you want to talk, you know? Thanks, new friend. And, actually, we had something we wanted to tell you about the crystal. Ketri, is it okay? Yeah, it's fine. New friend, the crystal doesn't just show us old pictures. It's all stuff that's happening in our old home right now. We use it a lot because it's the only way we see anyone or anything from back there. We really need it. That's something we wanted it back so bad. Sorry we didn't tell you before. It's alright, I understand. I'm just glad you let me know the truth. Okay, cool. For now, I think we need some time alone. We need to just make sure the crystal's working like it used to and stuff. Of course, I'll give you some space. Thanks. We can talk more later. Alright. Back to... Oh, they're still blinking at me. Okay. Let's see. Where are they? they anywhere we can find easily? They were. Well, they're not here. That's poison the pufferfish. Oh, there's something up here that I haven't spoken to or that has a new conversation. Oh, there it is. It's our little pink friend. I keep wondering if I should go talk to the turtles, but it's gonna disturb their perfect peacefulness if I try to get... We gotta think about it some more. Okay, well the twins weren't kidding when they said they wanted to be alone. Let's go back to the breach. Oh, he's right there. Welcome back. What would you like to discuss? Alethea and I decided to look for another way to deal with the breach. Indeed, it seems neither you nor Alethea were willing to collaborate with me. I do not begrudge you this. I'm also wary of trusting anyone I have not known for long. Perhaps Alethea will find a new way to free them on her own. Perhaps not. The future, I'm afraid, is neither yours nor mine to predict. Feel free to return and speak with me. I will always be here. I'll consider it. Alright, see if the twins are ready. I have a very scrummy cat beside me. Yep, the twins are back. Let's see. Sure. What about it? I want to know if you feel it makes you happy. Yeah, it really does, new friend. It's way better than never seeing anything from our home again, you know? Yeah, if we didn't have the crystal, I think we'd be a lot sadder. I mean, it would be even better if our parents would just... never mind. Does the crystal have something to do with why you left the palace? New friend, there's kind of a lot to explain about that. Yeah, if I tell you how we got here, you have to promise not to tell anyone else. Do you promise? Of course, your secret's safe. Alright, thanks, new friend. So, the ocean, it's not our real home. We used to live in the palace far, far away from here. You already knew that, though. What you didn't know is that we lived in the palace because our parents were the king and queen. They made big decisions that changed how everyone lived. Also, Mom and Dad have powers, just like us. Runs the family, you know? They use their powers to do really cool things. They give everyone jobs and places to live. But if anyone broke our parents' rules, they get punished. And if they did something bad enough, our parents would open a portal and banish them to an awful place. Forever. And how do you feel about that? We used to think certain people deserved to get banished just like that. I don't know if that's true anymore. Anyway, our mom and dad worked really hard to teach us how to use our powers. Yeah, you saw some of the things we can do. Like the barrier. But they taught us lots of other powers too. I'm trying to figure out if this is ears or part of the outfit because this one has a trim on it. Anyway, not a project for right now. But they taught us a lot of other powers too. Like how to move stuff with our minds and how to banish people. Did they expect you to use the powers on anyone? Yeah, they did. Our mom and dad used to say we had to use our powers to keep the peace. Like it was our duty to make sure everyone followed the rules and to keep big wars from happening. Mom and Dad said the people outside the palace were dangerous. And, well, that was true sometimes. Our parents banished people for killing each other or hurting workers at the palace. Mom and Dad said if anyone needed to be punished, we had to do it no matter what. They'd be putting everyone in danger if we didn't. So eventually they started making us banish people too. And usually we were okay with that. But one time it was different. What happened? A bunch of people decided to protest in the street outside the palace. They were really loud and saying they didn't want our parents to make decisions for them anymore. But nobody was hurting anyone or making threats or anything. Our parents, though, they rounded up all the people who were protesting. They brought them to the palace and called for Ketri and me. They said we had to banish them. All of them. Even though they didn't hurt anyone. We couldn't do it. It wasn't fair. All the people wanted was something different. When we refused, Mom and Dad said they still had to be punished. So, our parents made us watch as they opened the biggest portal we'd ever seen and banished all of them anyway. They really hated us for that. They said we were failures and that all the time they spent raising us was a waste. Teaching us to use our powers only for us to turn out too weak to do what had to be done. So they banished us next. We were so scared because we had no idea where we'd end up. But before they banished us, they gave us the crystal and said they might let us come back someday if they felt like we deserved it. So that's how we got here. And that's why we have the crystal. We need it, so we'll know if our parents want us back. It's terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, thanks, new friend. I just keep wondering what we could have done to make it not happen. It was your parents' choice to do what they did, not yours. None of this was your fault. Yeah, I guess that might be true. It's been so long now, it almost feels like a... Wrong voice. It's been so long now that it almost feels like a dream. Like the worst nightmare ever. But then it really did happen. The crystal reminds us of that, too. I don't think you two should keep the crystal. Maybe it's helpful in a certain way, but it's also causing you a lot of pain. Well, you're right, new friend. Crystal used to give us hope. At least a little bit. But after this, I don't know if I'm even hoping to go back anymore. Yeah, me neither. Esty, maybe we don't need the crystal anymore. Yeah, we don't. Let's give the crystal to our new friend. That way it won't be around us anymore. And we know it's not being used for anything bad by someone else. Okay, yeah, I agree. I'm happy to do that for you if that's what you both want. It is. New friend. We're thinking about what happened to us now in a way we never did before. Thanks to you. Yeah, it still hurts to remember everything. But maybe it's a little easier now. And we're gonna look out for the people we care about too. Like you, new friend. I'm really proud of you both. Just let me know if you want to talk about anything else, okay? We will. Anybody else to ask? Alright. Alright, so that's that. Sorry, gotta go take care of some critters at the breach. Let's meet with our other friend first real quick, though, before we go meet the critters at the breach. Hey, buddy. Check out the glow, huh? That is what we have called the gift of creation. Looks like the new world is all set to go. Just let me know when you're ready. Not ready to choose yet. What do you think about how things turned out with the crystal? Huh, you're asking me. You and all they decided to fix the crystal, give it back to the twins, right? I'm on board with that. I remember I'm not a fan of limiting what folks can do. Twins showed up here with the crystal. It's theirs. Let them do what they want with it. For me, it was more about not lying to them. I get it. I don't like to lie either, since I don't like being lied to. In this case, it's more that I believe in giving everyone as much freedom as possible. Don't want people to just do what I do. I want to be shocked and amazed by what they decide to do. Twins are kids. I want them to have freedom, but I also want them to have good advice to act on. Yeah, I see your point. Tricky balance, though, isn't it? You don't want to let someone else's life for them, after all. You said I could ask you about why you're not a god anymore. Have you changed your mind yet? Alright, you know what? It's late enough in the game now. That probably doesn't matter if I tell you. Listen up, because I'm only going to talk about it once, okay? So, as you know, used to be god back in the day. I was part of this whole rigmarole, buddy. I just created new worlds, just like the other gods. Back then, none of us kept any memories when things started over. The arrangement for me to do that hadn't been made yet, but now I can remember things even from way back then. So I remember what it was like to create a new world. Having all the power, it was irresistible for me. So much so that I really hated not being the creator. At some point, came up with a plan, a way to make sure no one could be creator except me. And it worked. Other gods fell for it. I put a stop to all these endless iterations of the world. Gave myself the power to rule one new world forever. Be forever feared, forever worshipped, forever envied. How's that sound to you? I don't think I'd ever want that kind of power. Really, though. I think if you dug deep enough, there'd be a part of you that gets it. Even if we're not aware of it during this phase. The gods have a way we think the world should be. Almost everyone does, gods are not. Having to see the world operate in a way that's not how you want it to be can be infuriating. But if I'm honest, I did what I did mostly out of sheer greed. And the other gods knew it. Eventually they decided the only way to stop me was the start of a war. I kept them at bay for a long time, buddy. See, who we've got... I'm not sure... Lutra is in that picture. The amount of power a creator gets is beyond what you can imagine, unless you've experienced it. It was a battle to end all battles. Went on for years. You normally don't like to interfere during that phase, but even you fought me. And you all won in the end. You defeated me, put an end to my rule in my world. Most of the gods thought I needed to be locked away forever for what I did, or worse. But you disagreed. You proposed an arrangement. In exchange for my life, I would agree to make sure what I had done would never occur again, by remembering what happens when no one else does. Never be able to create another world. Rule over nothing, I wouldn't be a god anymore. Instead, I would guide you as you give advice to the others. Protect the very process of endless death and rebirth that I tried to destroy forever. I figured that arrangement was better than eternal imprisonment, or not existing. So I accepted it. The rest is history. It's a lot to take in. That's putting it lightly, buddy. Still one more kicker. In order to make sure I don't try to corrupt any of the gods in their unknowing, unremembering states, other part of the deal, none of them would be able to see or hear or otherwise sense me anymore. Only you, so that I could give you and guide you and discuss your decisions with you. That's why I watch what goes around out here and wait for you to come by. That's all I got left. Do you ever regret what you did? Not really, buddy. Been so long now, I don't have any strong feelings about it anymore. But I mean, you gave me another chance. Don't like our arrangement a whole lot. It's probably more than I deserve. Glad I gave you a second chance. I think you made good use of it. You're making me blush here, buddy. Come on. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what I'd do if you gave me the power to be creator again. not sure I'd really change. Probably do the same thing, even knowing it was veil. Maybe not, though. Fortunately for all of us, we will have to find out. Alright, that's enough. Said I tell you, there's nothing more to say. Let's talk about something else. Alright, we have some other people to visit real quick. Alright, where is she? Here. Yep, up here. I'm so glad you've returned. I have achieved something truly extraordinary. Well, as you suggested, I've been putting as much time as I can into studying the breach. The modifications I made to your teleporter to send you to the depths started me thinking about a new way. And sure enough, when I went back to my old teleportation work, I found I was no longer stymied. Sometimes all you need is time away from a problem in order to make progress. It's great to hear. Indeed, but it gets even better. At long last, I was able to pinpoint the flaw in my process that sent these poor creatures to the breach, and that allowed me to locate the breach itself and open a temporary gateway from here to there. Before I knew it, the missing ones began emerging. I went out to greet them and urged the rest to come through safely. Once they are all accounted for, I closed the gateway permanently. My friend, the story has a happy ending thanks to you. If not for you, I never would have made these discoveries. Can't begin to express how grateful I am. Of course, I'm very glad things turned out this way. As am I, more than you know. But I also wanted to get your thoughts on some concerns I've had recently. Might you have a moment? Sure, what's up? Well, it's all to do with my research and the goals of it. You remember my studies have always been focused on finding the truth about the ocean. I know this place has a purpose. All my research to date suggests so. But the answers remained frustratingly out of reach. At least things have improved when it comes to getting assistance. You've been a great help, and the twins were unexpectedly productive as well. It took considerable time and effort to make that happen. I'm not sure now if it was worth it. Was I wrong to try and recruit others? I don't think it was a waste. Now that we've learned the basics, we'll be able to help more efficiently, right? Well, yes, that's probably true. I suppose giving up on the effort so soon would be inadvisable. Putting that aside, you might recall that I had a number of enhancements prepared for the lab. This was, of course, before we learned that Gnosis was the source of the energy I sought for the upgrades. It's been difficult avoiding feeling discouraged since then. At this point, I have no idea of how or even if I'd be able to upgrade the lab as planned. But if you double down... I believe in you. Really? That's quite motivating, my friend. Thank you. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't need to make the upgrades, or perhaps I can make somewhat headway even if they aren't a reality yet. But speaking frankly, even if I had completed the lab overhaul by now as I'd originally hoped, there'd still be a problem. Gnawing away at me, a tiny bit at a time, as a thought, no, the fear, that no matter how hard I work, no matter what tools are at my disposal, I will never know the truth. This endless dream or illusion or whatever it is, it will truly never end, and I will never know what it's for. What do I do about it, my friend? Do you think there's anything I can do? Make peace with it. Actually, as long as you're seeking truth, I believe you'll find answers. Yes, I think I'm beginning to see what you mean. There are those here who are willing to help me, who believe in me and my skills. Whether or not I find the answers I'm seeking, I am not alone in all this, and that makes it a lot. Thank you so much for hearing me out, my friends. I appreciate it a great deal. Of course, always happy to help. See you around. Farewell. Alrighty. Izzy, ma'am, we need to play Isidore. Ma'am, we need to go. Alrighty. One more trip. I don't really want to talk to him again, but just in case there's something good to talk about, we're gonna do that. Oh, wrong button. You've returned. You may recall I spent eons trying to cover my lost memories. It's an exhausting effort that has taxed my limits. There is still so much locked within me, but I cannot access it without more power. I do not know for certain, but I believe I could use the energy of the pages from the library to reassemble my memory. Should you decide to empower me by bringing them here, I will make it worth your while. I know you too have memories you've lost. Surely you must wonder why you are here and who you really are. Therefore, in exchange for the pages, I will tell you what I learned about your past. Does the offer appeal to you? I need to think about it. I understand. Think it over. I am in no rush for you to decide. And I think I'm gonna go. I see. Farewell. Alright. It is time to create a world, I believe. Take a quick peek at the glowy things. I'm gonna do this round without making the crown. Because then I can make it and come back and do whichever endings I haven't gotten. Everybody's all glowy. Let's see what his prediction is, and then we'll see what really happens. Ma'am. Hey, how goes it? Looking to chat for a bit? So Gnosis offered to make a deal with me. Yeah, that's what Gnosis likes to do. Important knowledge is rarely free, you know? Do you know who I am too? Couldn't you tell me? Oh, okay, buddy, I see what this is all about. I'll give you 2 simple answers. Yes, I know who you are. No, I will not be one to tell you. Why not? Because you told me not to. Ages ago. I've forgotten half of what I ever knew back then, but that I always remembered. And I've always honored it. Why would I have said that? Dunno, never totally clear to me. Think maybe you felt like it spoiled the arrangement somehow. Anyway, Gnosis has made no such agreement with you. So, if you really want to know, take it up with them. Can I really trust Gnosis? Haha, can't make that choice for you, buddy. I'll tell you this much, though. What Gnosis tells you will all be truth. They don't peddle lies, their information is all legit. And remember what you're giving them in return. You know, the pages make Gnosis more powerful. Might have an impact on how things turn out for the new world, yeah? Anyway, that's all I got. Rest up to you. Ask about the gods. Who do you think is going to make the world? Lutra or Ketri and Esti? Oh! Nah, I'm set. How do we make the world? Pick up the gift. Be the end of your time here once we kick things off, so make sure you tie up all your loose ends first. I'm ready. Well, I guess this is it then. Always excited to see what happens with the new world. Also means we won't see each other for a while. Thanks for stopping by so much time, this buddy. It's good reflecting on things with you. But for now, it's time for us to part ways. Do we have to? Huh, flattered, buddy, really am. But yeah, has to happen. I guessed it. All part of the arrangement. I see. Goodbye then, a little. Not goodbye forever. Next time we'll meet again. You won't remember me, but I'll get you caught back up. Alright, enough talking, I guess. Let's get the show on the road. Fancy. I guess we go in here. For a time, I continued to feel myself rising towards the heavens. Eventually, I came to a stop, and the blinding light around me slowly faded away. Somehow, I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void, I began to recall the full extent of my role in the cycle. In the ocean, it was my task to advise the gods and help determine the next creator. That once the new world was born, I would become the historian, eternal observer, record keeper of every mortal age. I realized then the book in the Library of Antiquity was written by me to preserve a history of a past era. Soon, I was starting a new book, filling its pages with the events to come. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. It was I. I wish I could speak with them one last time. To my surprise, a portal opened before me. I smiled as Amar's familiar face appeared on the other side of the gateway. Whoa, what's going on, friend? Not sure how you're doing this, but it's good to see you. Something strange going on. Is it the end of the world? I told Amar they were basically correct, but a new world would be taking this one's place, and soon someone will be chosen to create it. Huh, well, whatever gets to do that. I hope they think about everyone they decide how it's gonna be. Anyway, we gonna get to hang out sometime in this new world? I said I certainly hope so. Yeah, me too, friend. Suddenly, the view within the portal shifted, and Alethea appeared, adjusting her goggles and looking thoughtful for a moment. Oh, well, hello. You can open portals too. Were you able to do this all along? I explained I wasn't sure where the portal had come from either. Perhaps I'd created it unconsciously, or maybe it was under the control of someone or something else. I see, but more importantly, what's happening to the ocean right now? All the creatures are vanishing, and there's this odd, bright light coming from the sky. I told Alethea about the new world and the process we'd been involved in to choose a creator. My word. If only I'd known this before, everything would have. But no, I doubt I would have believed you anyway. Well, it sounds like there's a great many new discoveries still ahead of us. That's always good news if you ask me. See you on the other side, my friend. Next, a new image began to appear, and for a moment I didn't understand what I was seeing. It dawned on me that I was looking at Lutra, who had become huge, a majestic, moth-like creature. I asked how it felt to have undergone such a drastic change. This one feels new. Memories of this one, not clear. But this one remembers words. This one must save for future and save for others. This one also remembers one who was familiar. This one hopes to find familiar one again someday. Before I could respond, it took flight and was gone. I resolved to remind Lutra who I was if I could, and help it recall the time we shared together in the ocean. There didn't see any sign of Gnosis at all. I reached out to them with my thoughts, but there was no response. At this point, only Ketri and Esti remained, and somehow I knew this meant they'd been chosen as the creators. Sure enough, the view shifted once more, and Ketri and Esti materialized. My friend, you were wondering what happened to you. I assured them I was all right and told them about a new world. And they were the ones who'd be creating it. I placed a gift of creation in front of me and passed it through the portal to reach the twins. The twins seemed like they were considering this news carefully. We get to make a new world, however we want. Oh wow, this is crazy. New friend, we don't know if we're ready for something like this. I told them not to worry, and that I'd do my best to prepare them for the journey ahead. Then I asked if Ketri and Esti had any thoughts on what kind of world they would be making. Well, we don't know for sure yet, but we're thinking. Someplace fair. Someplace better than where we came from. I explained I'd be there to write the events of history, and they could always talk to me about how things were going if they wished. That's so cool, new friend. You're gonna be really good at that. We can't wait for the new world. And if you're gonna be there to help us, we're not scared about being the ones to create it either. I told them I was glad for that, and wished them well. My head was swimming with the possibilities for how the new world might turn out, but of course decisions were all up to Ketri and Esti now, not me. So I gathered my things and prepared to record what happened. Using the gift of creation, Ketri and Esti brought the new world from nothingness. This world was mostly desert, with occasional natural large oases to break up the monotony of the dunes. Mortals made their cities near the oasis, Even from far away, you can see the beautiful mansions and palaces they built from polished sandstone. The mortals who commissioned these structures all lived in them and had everything they could ever want, while the people who worked hard to build them had little money or influence. Katrine Este remembered how their parents treated the people outside the palace. They didn't want to see the same thing happen in their own world all over again. To them, it seemed like the main reason their parents were able to rule unopposed was because the powers they had, living things with their minds, shooting lightning from their fingertips, stuff like that. What if everyone had powers? Katrine Este wondered, just like us and our mom and dad. Wouldn't that be way more fair? So the twins gave powers to every single mortal. One day, each mortal woke up to find they had a remarkable ability. All powers were very different, but this didn't have quite the effect Katrine Este hoped for. At first, there was lots of chaos, while some people learned to use their power faster and more effectively than others. In time, mortals who mastered their powers took it upon themselves to train those of the new generation who were still getting used to them. But those who had the best grasp of their powers still tended to make the rules of society, whether they were compassionate or not. You know, it's kind of dangerous that mortals have figured out these crazy powers all by themselves. I should find a way to help. Once Amar had a good grasp of their own abilities, it wasn't long before they began teaching mortals how to use theirs safely. Amar's training academy became well known the world over for being one of the best places to match in your God-given powers. In the far reaches of space, Lutra had given birth to thousands of offspring. The moth-like creatures became stewards of nature in the universe, punishing civilizations that abused and exploited their planet's ecosystems. These ones have respect for this world. Support will be given. And so the moths helped Katrine Este's mortals protect their environment from those who would use their powers to harm it. Katrine Este, this world of yours constantly surprises me. How do these powers work? I don't think anyone fully understands them yet. Alethea had to confess that the powers the twins bestowed upon the mortals fascinated her, though in practice they weren't exactly the safest. So she became the twins' lead researcher and helped by studying people's powers as well as developing restrictions on public use. As for Gnosis, although they wished to seize the gifts of creation and shape reality to their liking, all their data indicated such an uprising would not succeed. So Gnosis remained hidden in the depths, biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity. With the help of the gods, society adapted to the existence of the mortals' powers and stabilized. Thanks to Alethea's research and laws, most mortals were inclined to use their powers safely, or at least in a non-lethal way. There were still those who wished to resolve their differences with dangerous duels, so the twins provided spaces to hold such contests with healers on hand to treat any life-threatening wounds. Over time, uprisings occurred and dynasties rose and fell, but by and large, the more compassionate factions went out. And so the mortals will live in peace with gods, doing their best to maintain order in spite of their volatile abilities, until the cycle begins anew. All right. Nice tribute there. So that is the end of this playthrough. I may, in time, go through and get the other endings and tag them to the playlists that this has. But I probably won't do so immediately. And I may also at some point make a read-through of all of those pages in order. But again, it might not be immediately. That'll be something I just do and add in as time allows. And so, as always, we're going to watch the credits because all these wonderful individuals worked really hard to make this game. I fully believe in letting the credits roll so that they can get their acknowledgement. This game is available on Steam if you want to play it yourself, see what endings you get. It is quite relaxing. Graphics are gorgeous. Music is beautiful. Highly recommend. And I hope you all enjoyed watching. And so until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for playing.